Ben Shapiro is going to tell us if a fat person can also be a good person. Let's find out.
Over at the Emmys, Lizzo apparently made the political statement of the evening.
When I was a little girl, all I wanted to see was someone fat like me, black like me, beautiful like me.
We're going to pretend that she's
If I could go back
gorgeous.
and tell...
Okay.
I don't think you have to pretend that she's gorgeous. You can look at people in a multitude of ways. If you're going to judge somebody only on their physical appearances, I believe that's what they call shallow.
It's very exciting stuff there. Or alternatively, we could promote being not obese. I know this is an unpopular viewpoint, but it turns out it's not the world's job to change its standards of beauty to meet the fact that you are significantly overweight. And it is very unhealthy for you to be significantly overweight.
Lizzo didn't claim to be the healthiest person. She claimed to be beautiful.
What is the message that you're promoting to children? We have a serious childhood obesity crisis in the United States. So
Yeah, nobody should be fat. It's not a good thing for your health, your longevity, your energy. I would challenge anyone that they might have better ideas and be more productive at a lower weight. And I can say this because I used to be real friggin' fat.
People are being punished for losing weight. That's how insane our quote unquote tolerant moral regime has become.
Yeah, that is totally wrong. I mean, there's two things that we're talking about here. It's body positivity in terms of like, you don't have to feel like a shitty person just for being fat. And then there is true health and fitness. If you're as fat as Lizzo, hell yeah, she's beautiful. Look at what she creates. If she has to eat a couple of Oreos to pump out rumors, so be it. So be it.
When Adele lost a bunch of weight, there are people who are angry at her for losing a lot of weight. How could she? She's betrayed the fat community. It's not a community, guys. It's called you need to have a lower caloric intake than the number of calories you are burning.
Oh, go bench press something. It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
If you have a relative and that relative is really overweight, is the first thing you say to them, I'm so proud of you that you're overweight? Why would you want a society that says to people that it is good if they do bad things to their own body?
That is a fair point, because one of the things that she was promoting was fat like me. That would allow a young mind to consider that as a valid option.
There's a guy in my community. I'm good friends with him. And he'd gained a lot of weight. And I said to him, like, what can I do to help facilitate your weight loss? Right? Let's do this. Let's go work out together. I'll send you a diet.
Fat people aren't fat because they don't know how to work out. They're fat because it is baked into their lifestyle. You don't get to be Lizzo's size on accident. The only way to maintain a weight loss over years is to restructure your actual life. If you don't love exercise, you're fucked. You're never gonna make it. If you don't enjoy eating healthy, you can't get there. You literally have to change your mind and body to crave good and healthy things, clean food, unprocessed, natural, healthy foods. You're never gonna get there if you're just using your willpower. You have to change your mind. And you can change your mind, but it takes a lot of time. And the thing about being fat is it's an addiction. It's an addiction. There is no person who's Lizzo's size who isn't addicted to food. All right, now let's watch my main man, JP, talk about why he thinks fat people are so gross.
Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, I believe you're referring to.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, it was like sort of like standing in a public park where anybody, no matter who they were, could come up and yell at you about anything they wanted.
That is kind of like the new internet, right? Anyone can comment on your stuff. Anything you throw out there, somebody can react to this. Call me a dummy.
No, I looked at the Sports Illustrated cover, and they had a rather overweight young woman, quite symmetrical, so nice facial features and so forth, with a very revealing swimsuit on the cover. And I thought, no, not in a personal way, but with Sports Illustrated, it's also highlighting a kind of athleticism in body type. And that's a very specific form of beauty. You have to be young, you have to be extremely athletic, you have to be shapely in a very particular way. Even if you're a very beautiful woman, you're hard-pressed to be beautiful enough to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated for the swimsuit issue. It's a pinnacle achievement of sorts, and it's focused on a very idealized and specific form of beauty. And that's obviously exclusionary. It's obviously exclusionary. It excludes everyone. It does that to highlight a kind of ideal, and that's a particular ideal of beauty.
So I think what the difference here is Lizzo is an artist. She's a productive person. She's creating something. She's being paid for that production. And the model is being paid only for aesthetics. And so she should match the real and genuine aesthetic standard. Whoever lambasted Jordan Peterson for these comments, they're taking a top-down approach. They're saying that this is the standard and you should accept that fat people can be beautiful too. Well, sure, like they can be, but if we're going for the true aesthetic standard of beauty as defined by the species. It's what Instagram showed us. There is a reason why a 20-year-old girl who has no brain and no abilities can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Why? She's great to look at. She's aesthetically pleasing. And so all she has to do is post her butt on Instagram, and we reward her for that. You might argue and say that it's creating body dysmorphia and body image issues. No doubt, no doubt. But maybe what it's also doing is showing everyone the direction that they should be going. And at the end of the day, it's just way easier to shove hamburgers down your face than it is to restrict yourself. And if we're going to pay a model for something, it should be for that restriction. That's the work that they're doing.
The cover bothered me a lot because it was a cheap manipulation of something that had been working very well for Sports Illustrated. It was also an insistence that all of a sudden this non-athletic body type is as beautiful as the standard swimsuit model.
Well, it's never going to work because at the end of the day, they need to sell ads and they need to sell magazines. And what is really going to sell that is fit girls with their booties out. That's the truth. In this case, the proof isn't in the pudding. The proof is in Instagram.